the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News
Right now, I think a lot of people are afraid to take the trains and the metro. With me, it's my best option.
Tonight at DC News Now at 10, major concerns over plans to rebuild Metro's bus shelters. We're in Northeast DC talking to riders who say they're worried about the temporary solution on the heels of recent violence. Plus, should the smell of marijuana be sufficient reason for a traffic stop? That's up for debate as Maryland gears up to legalize weed. We'll show you why some lawmakers say it's not right.
And weather-wise, we are headed for above-average temperatures. Some spots nearly 30 degrees above average for this time of year. How long will the warmer air stick around? I'll have that full breakdown coming up.
All right, thanks for joining us for DC News Now at 10 o'clock on DCW 50. I'm Chris Flanagan. My co-anchor, Thusmeen Mahfouz, has a night off. Well, DC police are investigating a shooting in Anacostia. One man was hurt, but we're told is expected to survive. The shooting happened just after 5 p.m. near a Metro bus stop on Sheridan Road. The victim was found a short time later near the Navy Yard Metro station. Right now, police are still looking for that shooter. And we have new details tonight on Isaiah Trotman. He is a man accused of a deadly shooting rampage on Metro last week. Metro employee was killed, 3 other people injured. New details include some insight into Trotman's mental health concerns. This afternoon, the judge made the move to keep Trotman in custody without bail. Our Leonard N. Fleming was there for Trotman's first court appearance and has more.
That's exactly correct. Good evening. The judge ordered Isaiah Trotman held without bond in this courtroom behind me here today. The affidavit provided by the U.S. Attorney's Office shows a terrifying day that could have potentially been made worse.
Authorities say Isaiah Trotman is a danger, and Judge Lloyd Nolan agreed. Trotman, shackled and wearing a gray prison jumpsuit and surrounded by U.S. Marshals, had been hospitalized for mental evaluation. He showed no emotion in court. His attorney made the case that his client wasn't aware of what he was doing, while the prosecutor argued that he was too much of a danger to be released. Police had gone to Trotman's D.C. home 2 weeks prior because he didn't report in for a behavior program. Authorities said in court he did not return phone calls. Court documents say Trotman, on the morning of February 1st, boarded a Metro bus on Pennsylvania Avenue. That's where he encountered his first shooting victim, telling the person he was a prophet and that he was going to die with him before shooting that person in the legs. Then Trotman entered the Potomac station, dragging his second victim through the turnstile before shooting that person. Trotman then confronted his third victim, according to the affidavit, who was on a call and said, "I'll shoot you, I am God." Then he shot a man wearing a safety vest who was later identified as longtime Metro employee Robert Cunningham. Trotman also faces charges in Pennsylvania for drug-related offenses and hadn't yet been sentenced.
Trotman is due back in court next week for a preliminary hearing. Reporting from D.C. Superior Court, Leonard N. Fleming, D.C. News Now. Back to you.
All right, all new tonight. This week, you'll start to notice changes to bus shelters across the Metro system. Dozens of them falling apart, and WMATA plans to replace 75 next year. They'll look like the ones on the right side of your screen here. In the meantime, crews are putting up temporary wooden ones. Some riders, they're not happy about it. Our Daniel Hamburg is at the Brookland Metro Station, where several shelters there will be replaced. As he reports, some riders have serious safety concerns over these temporary shelters.
Right now, bus shelters are transparent. You can see through them. Some of them are actually missing panels, but that won't be the case soon when temporary wooden bus shelters go up, and it's causing safety concerns among some passengers. Safety continues to be an issue in and around Metro stations.
Right now, I think a lot of people are afraid to take the trains and the metro. With me, it's my best option.
With crimes happening on buses, trains, and outside stations, Metro's plan to install temporary wooden bus shelters like this one have some worried.
It would impede your vision. There could be people around here, people causing crimes. That could easily surprise you.
They can hide here and do whatever they like to women or even to men.
WMATA says many Metro Rail station bus shelters are almost 50 years old, and due to wear and tear, unavailable replacement parts, and vandalism, they're no longer considered repairable. The agency is using a new shelter design as part of its Better Bus program.
They're obviously trying to help with, all year round getting on the metro on the bus when it's rainy and snowy and when it's super cold.
But due to materials and supply chain delays, those shelters will not be ready until 2024. In the meantime, starting this week, transition bus shelters are being put in place. Wood paneling with artwork unique to each station area. Some don't mind, but understand the uneasiness.
It's not a safety concern for me, but for others, it might be. Other people who might be traveling late at night.
Maybe hire new staff, specifically around keeping this intact and, going through it and, walking by and making sure people aren't just, doing crazy stuff.
For a full list of stations where bus shelters are being replaced, just head to our website, dcnewsnow.com. At the Brookland Metro Station in Northeast, Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
All new tonight, a major win for the DC Teachers Union. Their new contract has been unanimously approved by City Council. Starting March 24th, teachers will see cost of living raises and retention bonuses on their paychecks. Then in May, they'll earn back 3 years of retroactive pay. The union also negotiated for better working conditions. All right, it may be winter, but it sure doesn't feel like it. And tomorrow, it actually hit 60. Let's get right over to DC News Now Chief Meteorologist Janessa Webb. And Janessa, no complaints. It's going to be gorgeous.
Zero complaints here. I mean, this is almost an into April vibe that we are about to see weather-wise. It does bring in this pretty strong cold front tonight, overnight, but then we're going to be on that upward trend. Right now, I'm tracking light showers just south of 68, moving across West Virginia into western Maryland at this time. The Alleghenies to Cumberland, Kaiser area. As this shifts more towards the east into Martinsburg, Hagerstown, it will dissipate and it does want to cross over that PA line. This is light moisture, nothing on the significant side, and the rest of the region we're going to stay under mostly cloudy conditions. Highs today, they tapped out in the lower 50s for our nation's capital, 54 for Waldorf, and then here's the warm air from Luray, Culpeper into Fredericksburg, almost hitting 60 as well. So mostly cloudy for tonight. Dry conditions. Wonderful news. 5 a.m. we are at 43 to about 44 degrees, well above average. Normally, folks, that's our daytime high for this time of year. Now, we're on the upward trend into the 60s Wednesday, Thursday as well, but there is a trade-off. We have to contend with our next area of low pressure and another cold front. We'll break down how much rain we will see in the next couple of days. Chris.
All right, Janessa, thanks. Meanwhile, all new tonight, some Maryland lawmakers want to block police from searching vehicles based on the odor of marijuana. Our Michaela Newton covers Western Maryland. She's in Hagerstown tonight with what's included in that bill.
Now that marijuana has been legalized, lawmakers want to make sure that police are not stopping and searching drivers solely because they smell weed. Maryland Senate Bill 51, sponsored by Senator Jill Carter, says it will prevent police officers from using the smell of marijuana as a pretext to a traffic stop. In November of last year, voters decided to decriminalize marijuana, making it recreational for adults.
If we don't pass this law, then we accomplish very little through recreational use because we're still criminalizing people for using something that we've now said is illegal.
Senator Carter says the bill is essential to moving forward.
We really can't have one without the other. We can't have partial legalization. Either it's legal or it's not legal, and it can't be legal for some people and not legal for other people.
Data shows that people of color are more likely to be targeted than others relating to traffic stops in the state. There are concerns basing traffic stops on the smell of marijuana could disproportionately impact Black and brown people.
Because of marijuana being in the car previously being smoked, and they would search the car, and I would end up, it would be a traffic violation turning into a criminal citation.
Critics of the bill say it would limit tools used to help with criminal investigations.
When we find marijuana, we also find other drugs. And so if the agency had a concern, if the city had a concern, it would be that hopefully we're not missing other drugs by not being able to search or get probable cause for marijuana.
The bill is currently sitting in the Senate, and supporters hope to pass it in both chambers. Reporting for DC News Now, I'm Michaela Newton.
Also being proposed by Maryland lawmakers, a bill that would let licensed shops sell marijuana people 21 or older by July 1st. It includes regulations on how marijuana will be grown, processed, sold, and distributed. The bill would also provide licenses to minority-owned marijuana businesses. A hearing on the bill is scheduled for February 17th. At noon tonight, D.C. Council members successfully passed a resolution that shows solidarity against violence against trans women in the district. Named the Jasmine Star Parker Memorial Recognition Resolution of 2023, it honors the victim of the first murder of a transgender person this year. The resolution honored Parker's life while noting the higher than average murder rate of transgender women in the Black community. The council also unanimously passed a bill to protect consumers. It says debt collectors cannot visit your home and threaten you for unpaid bills. Utility companies, though, are an exception. They're permitted to stop by and warn you about disconnection. Developing now, 2 days after an earthquake tore through Turkey and Syria, rescuers are still racing against time to find survivors in that rubble. This hour, the number of deaths has climbed above 7,700. It's expected to rise even further. The United Nations and several countries are sending aid and resources to help with rescue efforts. And that includes teams from our area. 79 members of Fairfax County's Urban Search and Rescue Team are now on their way to Turkey. Here they are, pictures of them getting on the plane today. They should be landing in the next couple of hours. And tonight, there's new insight into an alarming hate-driven plot to shoot up Baltimore's power grid. Coming up, we'll bring you the new details as 2 people are now in federal custody and show you how local utility companies are preparing for similar potential threats. Plus, Super Bowl Sunday is quickly approaching and people are busy, of course, shopping for game day food and drinks. But in this time of inflated prices, where can you stretch your dollar on fan favorites? We've got some great solutions straight ahead.
And we have a big weekend coming up, Valentine's Day weekend, Super Bowl weekend. What do you have planned? We have a good amount of sunshine, but definitely some cooler air going to be in place. We'll break that down coming up.
All right, you're also taking a live look right now. President Biden delivering his State of the Union address to a crowd inside the U.S. Capitol. It is his first address with a divided Congress. We will recap his speech later in the newscast. Keep it here. You are watching DC News Now at 10 o'clock.